Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, April 12th, I believe, of 2023. And I just want to come with a quick update of how my indoor gardening is going. So over there, a little stevia is starting to do well. And back there, I have an orange spiced jalapeno pepper, which I actually put two inside of the cell, but they were getting really big. So I moved the other one to right here. And then right here in the front, I have a micro dwarf, which I have the extra one right here. And then here is that mint that I had propagated. And then back there, I have the little gem lettuce that I got from my chaotic gardening. Got some, what is that? I keep forgetting what this is. Hyssop. I got some hyssop from Baker's Creek planted there. And in the front, I just dropped some seeds for tarragon and rosemary a couple days ago, so pretty soon they should be sprouting. And I got these elderberry cuttings from Georgia Peach Nut, but for whatever reason, they're like drying up, so I think I didn't do it right. But that's alright, I'll just try again. And let me take you guys over to the other unit. So up here I have one of these huge marigolds that I got from Mike's Chaotic Gardening. I got some. This is the sage that Binges Galore planted, or actually my son Joey. And then right here, if anybody knows what this is, please let me know in the comments. I'm suspecting that it just might be mullein, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And you guys, the best tip I can give you for gardening is label your stuff. That's the most useful advice, because we all say we're gonna remember exactly what it is, and sure enough, as soon as it starts sprouting, if we don't recognize the leaves right away, we don't know what it is. Here's the chamomile that I planted a couple months ago. So both the sage and the chamomile are from Planter Garden's challenge, the Planter Herb Garden Challenge from 2023. Over here, I have a tiny Tim tomato, and it's actually doing the cracky method inside of a mason jar right now. I started it in the hydroponics unit, but it's in a jar. And inside of this huge glass jar, I've got some of the Brad's Atomic Purple tomatoes going. And then over here, I just have some cups that I started. I got some chocolate sprinkles tomato, the strawberry tomato, and something else that I can't read it right now. Down here, I've got some ginger started, and it's doing quite lovely right now. And then let me move you over. So I've got this cracky jar set up with the eggplant. And over here, this is actually reaching up from the bottom shelf. And this is the chile pasilla that I overwintered from last year. And the whole time I thought it was a poblano, but it's actually pasilla. And that's the pepper that you use for making mole. This is Genovese basil, and I actually need to take the top off of this before it starts flowering, because once it puts out flowers, it gets bitter. So if you're new to growing basil, when it gets to about a certain height, start clipping it, harvest it, and you know what, I could actually, like, if I cut it down here, I could set it in a glass of water, and it will grow new roots, so I'll have another plant that's just cloned from there. And so right here, I have micro dwarf tomato, and as you can see, it's flowering. And I've been giving all of the plants a weekly dose of fungicide, so it seems to be doing really well. The plants are bouncing back. This is the Pippin's Golden Honey, and it's got purple peppers. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4 back there, and then there's some tiny ones that are starting right there, so that's always exciting. Here's another one of those huge marigolds that I got from Mike's Chaotic Gardening, and I have it inside of a 64-ounce mason jar, and I put the brown paper bag around it so that the sunlight doesn't get in to cause algae. And then this one is still the first tiny Tim tomato that I did, and it still has that one tomato on it. And I'm hoping that it might put out more flowers, but I'm not sure that it will. It might be a determinate variety for all I know. So I'm just waiting because this is actually my first time that I'm growing dwarf tomatoes. And so back here I have the orange hat tomato, and it's also flowering. If you could see this right there, and then there's some more right there. And I think that's, oh, and then back here, this is finally starting to do better. Let me get a better view. Hold on. So this is chile de árbol that I overwintered. Let me take this little flower bit off of it so you could get a better view. Now this pepper has been tiny for the longest time, but like I said, I've been administering doses of fungicide because if you see back there, a flower fell off of the plants that I had here in the window. There's two plants that are still doing pretty bad, and that's the Buena Mulata and also the mystery pepper, which I have no idea what it is, but it has quite a nice amount of flowers. Let me show you. So I've got it right here, kind of separate from all the rest. And if you could see, it's got some flowers on it, but unfortunately a lot of the flowers have been dropping off and the leaves have still been yellowing. I don't know if you could see that. Let me turn on the light. Okay, so now you might be able to see it a little bit better. See that leaf right there that's curled up? And I'm keeping this separate because it keeps getting yellow leaves and they're dropping off. As you can see, it lost all of the stems from the bottom already. And I need to put this back down. And there's algae in here, so that might be part of the problem, but I've been also treating this plant with the fungicide. And we're just gonna hold out and see how it does, but I'm definitely keeping this one separate. And let me also show you the other one. So this is the Buena Mulata pepper, and it's got the purple flowers on there, which are pretty. It's supposed to have purple peppers like the other one, but if you can see, it's not doing very well at all. It's got some bacterial leaf spot going on, which I think that's what it is. I'm not 100% sure, but from what I was able to see online, that's what I think the problem is. And so I'm still treating this plant, but if you could see, I'm sorry it's moving so much. It's windy. I got the window open finally. I don't know what's going on, but here in zone 5A, we've been having 80-degree days lately at the beginning of the month of April, and that's unheard of. So I'm glad about it, but it's not normal. So I'm feeling so excited to have the windows open after a long stuffy winter. Can you see that good? Well, if you could see, like, these leaves are not looking so well. So I'm keeping both of these plants quarantined away from everything else. Like, look at that piece right there. That's what they do. They turn brown, they shrivel up, and then they fall off. As well as the flowers. See, something just fell off right now. And then there's a flower right there, but I'm not even gonna bother pollinating them. I might just destroy this plant because I've got some more that I planted the other day. Hold on. So over here, I put some more starts of different peppers. I got the Sugar Rush Peach right here. And what is this? The Buena Mulata. I started 2 cups of this actually. There's one here and one all the way in the back. Then I got some other hot something. I'm not gonna touch any of these right now because I just touched the plants that aren't doing well. And I need to go wash my hands before I do anything. We got some black cherry tomatoes started back there. There's a chocolate cherry tomato right here. And something else. What is this? Oh, blue butterfly queen... Butterfly pea, blue queen butterfly pea. I started that right there. So I'm just waiting for these to sprout and then we'll go from there. Just thank you so much everyone for being here. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all the seeds that you guys have shared with me. I appreciate all the knowledge that you guys have shared with me, all the education. You guys have taught me so much about gardening and I'm still learning. I've got a lot to learn from each and every one of you, but thank you so much to everyone in this gardening and homesteading community. I really, really appreciate all of you so very much. Thank you so much for watching. Have a very blessed rest of your day. Bye-bye.